Alright, you already know what this is. I'm just gonna be going over my little reaction here for the Thai Iceberg video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Like, I really am looking forward to this. Like, from what I'm seeing here, there's actually quite a bit of stuff. And also it seems like it's gonna be, just by looking at this little thing here, it looks like it's gonna be not covering just Taiwan, but it's also gonna be doing like Thai 2 and maybe even Thai 3. But so, I guess I'm just gonna get started with it. Also, let me like take my input display and put it away.
If you grew up during the 6th generation of gaming consoles, you may or may not have heard of Tai the Tasmanian Tiger. Although it never ended up becoming a massive AAA series, Tai has managed to stand the test of time and is still beloved by its loyal fan base. So much so that they've even received HD remasters for modern day consoles, something that most mascot platformers of the time didn't receive and were often forgotten about. Speaking of standing the test of time, 2022 will mark the 20th anniversary of its inaugural release.
Yeah, so little like thing about this, I'm doing a little shameless plug here, but if you'd be interested in watching this, I'm gonna be doing like 2 streams this year of where I'm gonna be doing the entire 90% run. 10 times in a row on one stream. It would last probably like 5 to 6 hours. Well, and probably like, yeah, 5 to 6 hours. So the first one's gonna be on May 31st, which is like gonna mark the 2-year anniversary of Gate Skip. I wanted to do one last year, but I just didn't really like think of it then. And then the next one's probably gonna be on October 8th this year. That's also probably gonna be a like little. I'm also probably going to do a race with everybody that day. Like, I'm probably going to see if Kama, Lon, other people in the community want to race that day for, like, the huge milestone. But, yeah, it's going to be fun. So, yeah, I'm just going to go back to the video. I'm going to try not to pause here, but, like, I will, like, I don't know if he's going to talk about the speedrun community or not, but if he does, then I'll probably be pausing a little bit to talk about that.
Onto console. So, to celebrate, I wanted to once again make an...
Okay. Okay, a lot of this stuff here, next Thai, Burlgun, Thai 3. Okay, yeah, there is going to be Thai 3. A lot of this I really don't know about. Because, like, I really only have played Thai 1 and Thai 2. I've played a little bit of Thai 3, but nothing much. So, at the top here, we've just got the original trilogy, HD remasters, Thai 4, Chrome Studios, Thai's Boomerangs, Thai's a Sonic clone. Yeah, and then we got Thylacine, or Thylacine, however you want to pronounce it. I pronounce it Thylacine personally, which is like the animal Thai is based off of. Also, I don't mean to like steal this thing real quick. I'm just like trying to add my little 2 cents to the matter here. Boomerang Blast, I think that was like an iOS app or something. But then Thai 4 2005. Oh, wait, there's 2 different Thai 4s. Oh, oh. I guess this one here is like the one that's released on Steam, the 2D one, and this one's probably like a canceled one. Then a TV commercial. I think we've all seen that. The alternate ending. The only thing I can really think of is like at the end of for Taiwan alternate ending. I think the only thing I could think of is like if you 100% the game, and then you get the little cutscene with the metal Thai. Oh, and look at that speedrun community. Okay, so my beautiful face here may show up a little bit in this. Okay, as for this, Dennis is gay. I think that's just like I don't know if he's canonically gay, but I feel like if anybody's like, you know, seen him and heard how he talks, then I feel like it's just like a little observation. Doomerainer. Oh yeah, I did read the Doomerainer a little bit. That's like a little comic series. Charlie Rees. Boss Cass is supposed to be... Okay, I have not heard anything about that, but I guess I'll have to see what this man here has to say about it. But next Thai, is that supposed to be like another game or something? Thai with missing levels, I think I've seen that. Thai 2 time travel. Thai 5. Polly has autism. Who's Polly? Yeah, that's showing how much I haven't played the game. Like, I've really only played... I've played 1 for, like, over 600 hours, and Thai 2 I've only played for, like, 30. Actually, no, I've played Thai 1 for, like, over 700 hours, because I also have, like, another 80 hours on Switch, and then, like, another probably 10 or so on PS4. Tie for Wii. Oh my god. That's gonna be fun. Okay, anti-committed mass genocide. Yeah, let's just watch.
Iceberg on Tie. Also worth noting that there's no Iceberg videos based on it, so you know.
It's free real estate.
This Iceberg was actually made by yours truly, and with some help from the people over on the Tie Discord server, so thanks guys. Let's not waste any more time and dive right into the Ty the Tasmanian Tiger Iceberg. The original trilogy is obviously referring to the first 3 games released for the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, with the first title being released in the fall of 2002, the sequel in the fall of 2004, and the outcast of the 3 being released in October of 2005, with a 2006 release in Australia. Chrome Studios. Chrome Studios is the Australian-based video game company located in Fortitude Valley, Queensland, Australia, and are also the developers of the Ty franchise, as well as being the developers for other games such as the Star Wars franchise and the 2006 Legend of Spyro reboot. Today they're still operating at a much smaller capacity, but are still up and running. Ty's Boomerangs. Ty's primary choice of weapons are his trusted boomerangs, them being the Boomerang, Aquarang, Multirang, Zoomerang, Flemmerang, Lavarang, Blazerang, Frostyrang, Freezerang, Blizzarang, Infarang, X-Rang, Megarang, Omegarang, Smasherang, Kaboomerang, Zappyrang, Thunderang, Plasmarang, Lasherang, Warparang, Deadlyrang, Doomerang, Chronorang, Battlerang, Geodarang, Stickrang, Angerang, Infarang, Disruptorang, Hyperrang, Chaosrang, Monorang, Duorang, and the Shadowrang. How the hell does he carry all of these?
Yeah, good. Like 90% of the I have no idea what, like, well, I know what a lot of them are, but, like, I've probably never used, like, 90% of those. Well, probably closer to, like, 50. Like, I remember, like, I think the, Freezer Rain or whatever, the Blizzard Rain or whatever is basically just an upgraded Frosty Rain. The Warp Rain, I think, is, like, in Tai 2, like, you have those little, like, purple gems or whatever that you can, like, rain onto, and then I feel like they warp you to another one. I don't know if they also like act as a Lasher Rain, but anyway, yeah. Oh yeah, of course. The Camera Rain and the Crafty Rain. The Crafty Rain is still I remember when I discovered that the Crafty Rain can like destroy those giant metal boxes in a Burramudgee or anywhere in the game. So I was thinking like imagine if we got imagine the Crafty Rain was like in the like shop at the beginning. That would change the 100% speedrun so much for the Switch version.
Believe it or not, some of these rangs are almost useless. The Zappy rank, for instance, in Tai 2 is only used once to power a generator for Julius. Heck, you could just use the Bite attack to just activate it.
Oh my god.
Remasters. In 2015, 10 years after the release of Tai 3, it was announced that Chrome were going to re-release the 3 games in HD, alongside special modifications to improve the game. In 2019, Chrome Studios would later make a Kickstarter to get the games ported onto console. The Kickstarter was a massive success, reaching over $132,000, and now, as of this recording, Tai 1 and 2 are now available on modern consoles. As for Tai 3, I mean, it's on Steam. Personally, me, I wasn't really crazy about the third one. Tai the Tasmanian Tiger 4, 2013. Tai the Tasmanian Tiger 4 is the 4th game in the mainline Tai series. This was released on July 24th, 2013, and up until September 17th, 2015, it was just titled Tai the Tasmanian Tiger 2013. Unlike the other games, this was a 2D side-scroller and similar to the old GBA titles, but with enhanced graphics. The game takes place sometime after Night of the Quaken, and from what I could gather, the plot of the story is that Boss Cass destroys New Burramudgee by flooding it, so the citizens end up moving to a nearby town named Coolaranga. Tai gets word that Sly is missing, and so he goes on a quest to find him. He soon gets stopped by Fluffy, which is surprising considering that she died in the 3rd game, only to realize that she was an android. Tai continues on with business and soon meets up with Sly, who for some reason turned evil again. The two have a clash and Sly blows up, and once again, Sly was an android. I'm starting to notice a pattern here. At the end of the game, Tai finds Sly with Boss Cass, who was held prisoner. Cass reveals his primary plan, explaining that he has stolen these Mechaneticons from Julius so that he can use the power to attract an asteroid and wipe out the mammal species. Cass's plan ultimately fails and soon goes to plan B, where he freezes himself for 1,000 years.
Aren't birds mammals?
So by the time that he wakes up, Bush Rescue will be long gone and he can resume his plans. This is such a weird story, but on the bright side, it takes notes from the original game and not in a different direction like it did with the third game.
Okay, that's actually kind of weird. Like, I've never, like, fucking, that is actually quite a lot. Just like, you know, the villain of the final, like, the villain of the final game that maybe like 2,000 people have played is just like, hey, I'm freezing myself to death, or for like 1,000 years.
Ty is a Sonic clone.
Yeah.
This is referring to the fact that Ty is sort of similar to Sonic based on how his eyes are shaped, Sly having the similar angsty traits as Shadow the Hedgehog, or how Psy is basically Metal Sonic. I guess you might say Ty 3 is the Shadow the Hedgehog of the bunch. These were most likely started by NitroRad, who in his old videos compared the games to Sonic Adventure 2, which kind of has some truth to it.
Yeah. Okay, this is the part where shit gets good. This is where, like, this is where my favorite part comes in.
The thylacine. The thylacine, also known as the Tasmanian tiger, are an extinct carnivorous marsupial that were native to the Australian mainland and the islands of Tasmania and New Guinea. This creature is also the inspiration for Ty, who is, spoiler alert, a Tasmanian tiger. Thylacines usually appear to have a yellowish-brownish color with 15 stripes on its back to tail. The reason for their extinction was due to a result of competition with the dingo that wiped them out around the mainland 3,000 years ago, as well as hunting pressure from humans. Hey Ty, I think your girlfriend's trying to eat you, man. Despite efforts trying to save the species began in the early 1900s, it became increasingly difficult due to lots of political reasons, making it harder to put any enforcement into saving the species. In July of 1936, the thylacine was finally granted protection status, but unfortunately, it was too late, and on September 7, 1936, Benjamin, the last known thylacine, died at the Beaumaris Zoo in Hobart. Despite it being extinct for over 85 years, many people have come forward and reported sightings of them in Western Australia. However, these were mostly exaggerated. Ty commercial. In 2002, to promote the release of Ty 1, a commercial was made of Ty walking past 3 patients of what appears to be Spyro, Crash, and Sonic in a full body cast in IVs. At the end of it, Ty gives them one more spook before the commercial ends. When you look at it through a retrospect, Ty went pretty dormant after 2005, whilst the other 3 are still killing it, with new titles being released, with Sonic being the biggest star of them all. What a cruel, ironic twist. According to Steve Stamatiavis, what a cruel, ironic...
What game is this? Like, I want so much. Like, I used to love Sonic so much. Like, I will... Like, I don't know what game that is. If anybody knows what game that this is, or if it's even a game, or if it's even just like a video, like, I will, like, I used to watch so much, like, open world Sonic mods or whatever, like Sonic GCTK or CTK something, GTK, I don't know, something like that. Like, that shit was the shit back then. I used to love this. Also, it's Steve Stamatiadis.
Steve Stamatiavis?
Stamatiadis.
I think I pronounced that right. I'm gonna say his name a lot, so I'm just gonna call him by his Tumblr name. According to Space Captain Steve, quote, "It was EA's idea. I didn't know anything until I saw the first cut. My initial reaction was a bit shocked, but then I thought it was a pretty ballsy move on their part. It reminded me a bit of the early Crash ads with the guy in the suit outside of Nintendo HQ. So I said okay to it. 20 years later, and people still remember it, so it did its
I love how you can see the buggy, like,
I said
fuck
okay
up there.
20 years later, and
Like,
people
just the
still
way
remember
that the buggy
it,
is in
so
Ty
it
2.
did its job well.
You could
People
see
holding
it.
a grudge over an ad might want to consider that those 3 are just owned by huge corporate entities that haven't had any of their original creators working on the series in, longer than this ad has been around. Me, I've been on Ty since day 0. I'd fight them too." And to be honest, I 100% agree with him. Ty 1 alternate ending.
Yeah, okay,
Once
so
you
it was.
100% Ty 1 and defeat boss cast. After the credits, you unlock the secret cutscene of Psy the Cybernetic Tiger, a robotic version of the main character himself, being teased as a future antagonist. However, when Ty 2 dropped, Psy didn't have a major role at all and was nothing but just an enemy in Julius's training ground, as well as the downgraded prototype walking around the main hub. Boomerang Blast. Boomerang Blast was a mobile app that was released on August 20th, 2012 for the App Store. It was to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the Tai franchise. This also marked as a restarting point for Chrome Studios, as 2 years prior they had shut down due to staff cuts and economic reasons. Anywho, Boomerang Blast was a simple target practice game where you flick your fingers at the targets and avoid hitting friendly targets. The goal of the game is to get a high score, and you can unlock new boomerangs and characters with opals, either by earning them or through in-app purchases. Sadly, the game was removed from the App Store with no builds of the game being available online, most likely making this lost media. I actually did play this game on my old iPod Touch, but I don't own it anymore, so perhaps if someone with an old iPhone has it backed up, it can still be played. Tai the Tasmanian Tiger 4, 2005. Also known as Tai the Tasmanian Tiger 4 Gunyip, this was a cancelled dogfighting shooter taking place after the events of the third game. The game was going to be very different and a far cry from the previous 3 titles. According to Space Captain Steve on his Tumblr, quote, "If you thought the 2D game was a departure, you would have hated this version even more. It was a flight combat game where you flew around doing missions on gunyips. Basically Ace Combat in the Tai universe. The best bit was that it was all told as a story being recounted by Lenny. While the game was looking pretty hot, I now know that Tai fans would have lost their shit because it was different. You only need to look at the reaction of the Windows 8 game with it being 2D, even though everything else is pretty much exactly the same."
I really need to
Anyways,
finish Tai
apart from
3.
flying around in cool transforming gunyips, the game featured a story mode that let you play through as 3 different factions, each with their own set of missions. There was Tai and Bush Rescue, Cass and the Cold-Blooded Empire, and finally a new group, the Metal Skull Pirates, that were led through Ginger Nut the Flying Fox. The game would have featured new characters such as new henchmen for Boss Cass, including a new character named Lizzie, who was Fluffy's replacement and would have had an unhinged Boss Cass, confusing her for Fluffy. The team over at Chrome developed the game for over 6 months until they were hired to work on Star Wars The Force Unleashed, ultimately cancelling the game. Only an early promotional video of the game as well as unused concept art is only available to the public. Speedrunning community.
Okay, that is 100% commas chat. And also with the...
Just like any other speedrunning community, Tai is no stranger, and thanks to the HD remakes, the Tai community is still running strong with records still being broken to this very day. As of this recording, Kama Crimson currently holds the record for beating Tai 1 in any percentage with under 30 minutes, and Inspection Squid holding the record for the fastest time in Tai 2 and 3. These guys are absolutely insane and you guys should check them out.
Alright.
Dennis is gay. Yeah, many people in the Tai community believe that Dennis is gay mainly due to his feminine and flamboyant characteristics. I mean, if it's true, which it could be. Yeah, Dennis made Gay Frog School before Alex Jones, so you know, more power to you, Dennis.
Putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Doomer Ranger is a comic book series created by Space Captain Steve. So far there was only one issue that was released in February of 2021, but the plot so far is that 2 unknown entities crash onto Earth looking for the legendary Doomer Ranger. After Tai gets word and knows about their whereabouts, he finds them, and once they realize that he is the holder of the Doomerang, they think that he is the legendary Doomer Ranger. The story ends in a cliffhanger, and honestly I recommend it. I really love the art style, and it's only $2 on Comixology. Charlie Reese is an Easter egg that was added onto Tai 2 that when you walk up to Paramaji Hospital, there is a plaque that reads,
"Oh look, Charlie Reese, born 4/23/2004, Ripper!"
This is in reference to Greg Ellis, the voice actor of Tai, whose wife gave birth to a baby the same day that he was due to the studio. To show their appreciation, they slipped this Easter egg just for him. Sayaza. Special thanks to world record holder of Tai 1, Kama Crimson, who pointed this out to me. On the physical copy of the HD remaster of Tai 2, there is a misprint on the back where Shaza is mislabeled as Sayaza. Considering that Y and H are right next to each other on the keyboard, I'm just guessing this was an unintentional typo. I will say that Sayaza does sound like a DBZ character. Bush Rescue HQ. Bush Rescue HQ was a Facebook application released in 2010 where it would, quote, be the social hub of the Tai universe, bringing together fans of the video game series and newcomers alike to share stories, help each other play, and see new exclusive details on the Tai video game developments. Gee, I wonder how that worked out. The app would have been designed through different stages with more going down the line. The first and only stage that was available at launch was a feature to create your own Thai persona. Oh my god, that's so cute. An adventure type quest was said to be coming soon, but I couldn't really find anything
this
on
still
it,
up?
so I just assumed that this idea never went into development. Bush Rescue HQ isn't
Okay.
playable as going to the link shows that this doesn't exist. So this is once again another case of lost media. Early character designs. Before Ty went into any game development, Ty was being doodled and was even given the name Ty the Tassie Tiger until it ultimately became Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. Some early sketches show that Ty had a more Sonic-esque design, especially this one right here. This concept art shows that Ty was originally going to have turquoise pants with suns and flowers, and even shoes. Ultimately, they changed it to red as well as removed the flowers and the shoes. There is also some concept art showing that Ty was going to have different gear for snow and beach levels. This was later scrapped. Shazza, on the
Actually,
other
no, it
hand,
wasn't
looked
scrapped, 'cause,
completely
like-
different.
Like it really wasn't scrapped because like in like the new update for Thai 1, you and in Thai 2, I think, you can actually have like skins for Thai, and like that in this in particular actually looks quite a bit like the swim skin. Like if you know what I'm talking, if you've played like the newer Thai, then you've like probably seen it, but definitely like it isn't fully unused, you know. I think there was also one more thing that they have in a skin that's like that was like supposed to be unused, but they ended up using it.
Beach levels. This was later scrapped. Shazza, on the other hand, looked completely different, and her old design went as far into beta. There is also this unused graphic for her. Honestly, I'm glad they made these changes because I'm not a big fan of the old design.
No.
Boss Cass is supposed to be Hitler, so I really couldn't find concrete evidence, but I suppose people would find him similar just due to his personality traits such as being ruthless, tyrannical, manipulative. I guess you can tell him trying to eradicate the mammal species is similar to the Holocaust, as well as the ending of Thai 4 being his demise. But I think I'm going way too deep with this.
Yeah, that's
Cancelled TV pilot. In 2004,
That,
it was announced that Chrome Studios and Film Roman would be working together to create a Thai animated series.
like that whole Hitler thing. Like just seems so far off the rails. That's just like somebody being like, "Hey, he's kind of like Hitler. He kills things."
However, it would be quietly cancelled. John Passfield, the founder of Chrome Studios, said that the pilot script was written by Marty Iceberg, who worked on other TV shows such as Danny Phantom, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ben 10, and many more. The pilot itself was pretty good to develop.
Like if he has that many good like sources, like if he was in like all those shows, like I wouldn't be surprised if he was like in fucking SpongeBob a little bit, you know? But like I've heard that name before, like multiple times. Like who wouldn't want him working on your show?
With having a partially finished script, TV Bible, and several credible people behind it. Unfortunately, the show was never picked up for a multitude of reasons, such as there being no interest from networks at the time, as well as them assuming that this was for children, when in reality it was aimed towards older kids. On a Kotaku article, it goes well into depth with what could have happened, as well as some screenshots from the
I just saw like the underline there. I was like, it's the highest rated game on Steam.
It's a pretty interesting look on what could have been.
Is the script like available anywhere? Okay, here we go.
Nextai. So this is such an obscure piece of media that I didn't know existed until making this video. So back when Chrome was working on Thai 4 Gunyip, Space Captain Steve was toying with the idea of a Thai MMO codenamed Nextai. One of the planned concepts for Nextai was having the option to customize your own character as well as have 8 different types of classes. The classes were Battler, Thumper, Engineer, Boxer, Ranger, Healer, Summoner, and Scout. There's really no information available on Nextai, and the only thing I could find was from 2 Facebook posts highlighting the character customization and concept art of the classes with custom characters. It seems to me that they were planning to make the Thai franchise into something much bigger around 2005.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this never worked out, and it is possible that the idea was later reused to create Bush Rescue HQ as previously mentioned, but this never worked out as well. Brolga and Tai 3. Brolga is an albino Tasmanian tiger and younger sister to Ridge, who was cut from Tai 3. She was teased as far as Tai 2, where she was seen as concept art. She was ultimately scrapped and wouldn't make an appearance in the Tai game until Boomerang Blast. It really sucks that this character wasn't used because she looks pretty badass.
Yeah.
Tai the Tasmanian Tiger 5.
Oh, here we go.
Tai the Tasmanian Tiger 5 is a game that doesn't exist. Yeah, sorry to keep your hopes up. No, but for real. Tai 5 has been discussed around the fanbase multiple times, wondering if it'll ever be made. Space Captain Steves has said that Chrome Studios is up for making a 5th title. Quote, "If we did a Tai 5, we would do it as a 3D platformer. It's also a resource issue. For that type of game, we'd need a much bigger team size, budget, everything is so much bigger now. What we would want to achieve isn't something that could be done on a shoestring budget. With today's expectations of what the graphics and everything should look like now, it's such a much bigger budget. The scale is pretty huge. Back in the day, the core Tai 1 team was around 20 to 25. We're about 12 people now." Steve on his Tumblr has also said on what the plot of Tai 5 will be, saying that Tai 5 will feature a group of ancient warriors who are keepers of the original boomerangs. They are older and much more powerful than the Bunyips, and that he would just want to make the game just to add those characters.
Yeah, that'd be really
Tai
cool.
5
I would want to play Tai 5. Like, even though I've barely played 3 and haven't touched 4, but I'll get into it soon, okay? I'm getting to Tai 3 and 4 soon. First Tai 3.
is made. Please make this game. Just please. Make it similar to the first or the second game. Specifically the second game. It's been so long since we have another good Tai game. Please! Tai 1 missing levels. To the furthest extent of my knowledge, Tai 1 had 2 areas that were cut from the game. One of these areas is called Min Min, which were sets of levels with Tai bull riding around the outback. This time at night chasing UFOs that were stealing cattle. In actuality, they were just filled with lanterns on sticks. There was also another map that was not added called Shadow's Grotto or Kumu Caves. I guess another level you can include is the prototype level from 2000, but that's all I could find about it. E3 attract video, cut content, and Tai 2 time travel. I decided to put these two together because they're pretty much the same with what I'm going to talk about. So, Tai 2 had a lot of cut content. For starters, we should talk about the original plot for it. Originally titled Tai Bush Rescue, the original plot of the game would have been based on time travel. The time travel version of Tai 2 had a future where Cass ruled over southern rivers, and there were a set of levels in Cassopolis. Some of the material and characters of the first version would later be reworked for other stuff. Kalos, who worked for Boss Cass, was originally going to be an older version of Julius in the future who was forced to work for him. Next were Duncan, Lily, and Clarence. Duncan and Lily were originally going to be Ty's younger parents, who were designed to look like hippies, and Clarence was going to be a younger Dennis, which is funny enough because Clarence in the final version acts and looks like his uncle Dennis, which is ironic since he doesn't even share any traits or even resembles his actual father. Now onto the cut content. As previously mentioned,
I've
Tai
never
2
seen
had
Clarence's
a lot
father.
of cut content. We should start off with Sai, since
I guess I just haven't looked far enough into the games.
100% the game. Julius originally built Sai in the first level of early Tai 2. You had to chase him down and eventually fight him. However, the developers thought this wasn't fun, and it was one of the first things to end up on the cutting room floor. One thing that was cut because it wasn't fun was the surfing level minigame. 2 variations of the surfing game involved was Tai running from a wave whilst collecting fruit, and the other variation was of you getting pushed down a canyon to avoid obstacles, similar to Crash. And yet another cut minigame were the early versions of kart racing, which were basically swamp boat races. The reason why they were switched to karts is unknown, but Space Captain Steve thought that swamp boats were particularly not Australian. The next thing that was cut were cars roaming around southern rivers. The reason why they were removed was most likely of a fear that they would promote road rage or because of memory constraints. Finally, the last stage that was cut was this large valley called the Crater Village of the Marsupial Lions. The reason these stages were scrapped is unknown, but it's most likely due to the time travel plot never being used, making them obsolete. All of the cut content that was suggested and planned out were all seen in the 2003 E3 trailer.
Oh, so that's what the E3 trailer was. Okay, this looks like the final layer, so looks like we'll be done with this pretty soon.
Polly has autism? Polly is that weird monkey thing with wings that is seen in Tai 2.
Yeah.
According to Reddit, I've seen at least 2 comments mentioning that they've seen a theory out there that she has autism. I really couldn't find anything on it for the life of me, but I highly doubt this is true. Blade Kitten.
I mean, it
I've
could
never
also.
heard of Blade Kitten
I mean,
until now.
it like
Maybe
could
this is
also just
popular in
be
Australia.
like Polly could also just be because they're a monkey. Have you ever thought of that? Maybe because like monkeys aren't supposed to really be
I really don't know.
like human.
But this is another of
Or
Chrome's
humanized.
IPs, so yeah. Blade Kitten is about a female, half-human, half-cat thing who is a bounty hunter. The game is a 2.5D action platformer, and from what I could understand of the plot, Kit Ballard, the main character, is on a planet named Hollow Wish, and she is looking for the criminal named Tara Lee. Kit soon discovers that there are some evil secrets hidden within Hollow Wish. As soon as Kit lands on the planet, her ship and breaker key, which contains info, is stolen by another bounty hunter named Justice Creel. I kinda get Cowboy Bebop vibes from this. I guess it's because of the ships and the bounty hunter thing, but I digress. The reason why Blade Kitten is on the Iceberg is because Ty makes a cameo. Here, you see? Right there. Right there. He honestly looks so out of place. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Ty commits mass genocide.
It looks like so strange there. Like, I mean, if this game is actually like, if this game actually exists, then I might check it out just for Ty.
He looks so out of place. It's hilarious. Ty commits mass genocide. I don't know, man. According to Google, genocide is the deliberate killing of a large number of people from a particular nation or ethnic group with the aim of destroying that nation or group. I mean, he's killed a lot of frills and baddies over the years, so
By definition,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, Ty committed genocide. Are we the true villain? Yes. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger confirmed for Wii. Okay, so get this. This has to be the most obscure thing ever. There was only one search result for this, and it is an Engadget article from 2006 reporting that Ty the Tasmanian Tiger was confirmed for the Wii, and that's literally it. There was no follow-up, no teaser, no cancellation, nothing.
Probably just fake.
This one article. And I find it so strange because it was just Engadget, no IGN, no GameSpot, absolutely nothing. It really makes me question if this was even legit. So,
No.
I had to get a definitive answer, and there was only one thing I could really do. I had to pack my stuff and travel to Australia and ask Steve myself. It's not going to be an easy journey, but we need answers, and... Oh, wait, he actually responded to me. So Steve on Twitter responded to me saying that Ty on Wii was never anything more than a cool place for the series, so they were most likely going to port the games onto the Wii. However, the team got busy when they were tasked with working on the PS2 and later the Wii versions of Star Wars The Force Unleashed when development started in early 2006. Based on my assumptions, I'm guessing that Ty for the Wii was going to happen, but with the schedule of Star Wars alongside the development of Gunyip until it was canned, this article might have fallen out of radar, and with Chrome soon cutting staff around 2009, they just didn't have the resources to even do it, eventually canceling it, but that's just my speculation. Last but not least, soft locking and curl Wong. I would also call this sequence breaking as well, since it's more than just
Is this
soft
like
locking.
the
In the
intro
opening
skip?
level of Tai 2, if you activate cheat codes and unlock
Oh.
all the boomerangs, using the boomerang can alter the way the game functions. With the boomerang, you can essentially see parts of the map where you're not supposed to see, such as Shazza and Sly T-posing on this ledge, or how parts of the map do not activate, such as the bridge not blowing up or the gates opening. It could be possible to beat the level without the bunyip, but that's just me saying it. To self-lock, if you throw the boomerang to kill the frills from a distance, something will occur and the fire obstructing your path will not show up, leading to a void, and if you jump far enough, you can find some water where you can swim to get to this side of the gate, something that you're not supposed to do in the original game. If you swim even further, you'll eventually reach the edge of the map and fall into the abyss of nothingness, leading to a soft lock and thus ending the adventures of Ty the Tasmanian. That, or you can just go back to the main menu.
Yeah. Oh, final thoughts.
Well guys, that wraps it up for me. That was the Ty the Tasmanian Tiger Iceberg. I really had a lot of fun making this video. It was just really great revisiting something from my past that I enjoyed and had fun memories of, because I grew up a lot playing Ty during the PS2 era, so you know, it was good to go and 100% the game once again. If you ever have the chance to play this game, I highly suggest trying it out. I personally believe this is an underrated classic from the PS2 era, but most people have different opinions, so it's whatever. But if you have the chance, I highly suggest it. It's available on modern day consoles, so if you ever have the chance to buy it, go ahead and be my guest. If Space Captain Steve is watching this video all the way to the end, all I just gotta say is thanks for making my childhood. Hopefully you continue on with Ty. Hopefully you make a 5th game, man. I feel like it's long overdue, but you know, things happen. So yeah, regardless, it was fun sharing something from my childhood. I had a lot of fun making this, blah blah blah. I'm just gonna end it off right here. My name is Lewis. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Okay, so looks like basically your typical Iceberg video, but I'm actually interested in it because it's Ty. But yeah, that should be it for the video. Definitely check him out. He's gonna be like I'm gonna sub to him right now. Hold on, where is he? Let me click on his channel. Yeah, I'm subbing to him right now. He has 66,000 subs. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, looks like he's actually doing like quite a bit of stuff. Yeah, he's definitely like dipped his toes into YouTube a little bit. So but yeah, I'm gonna like end the video here. So thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitch, all that. Sub to him, follow him. I don't know if he's anywhere on Twitch. Does he have a Twitch? Doesn't look like it. 22 million views. Wow. Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys in my stream later tonight that I'm probably gonna do. But by the time this video is uploaded, it's gonna be like tomorrow. I'll see you.